Yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing. I'm back at it with another boxing video, man. Here covering this undisputed fight happening in Manchester, United Kingdom. Franchon Cruz Dezurn versus Savannah Marshall for undisputed super middleweight titles held by Franchon Dezurn, who came into this fight like with only 8 wins and 1 loss. And Savannah Marshall as well. She has only like 10 wins and 1 loss. So they don't have too much pro experience, but they're fighting for a whole lot of titles. The first round I gave it to Franchon. I thought, she was a more active fighter, what I mean? Using the jab, what I'm saying? Jab into the stomach, jab into the head. There was a whole lot of clinching throughout the duration of the fight. Not just round one, throughout the whole fight. But I thought she was a little bit more active. Round two I gave it to Savannah Marshall, you know what I mean? Savannah Marshall definitely fights to her opponent's height, lowers her graphs her sense of gravity. I don't know why. She makes herself smaller, but she's throwing the jab, landing the jab, throwing some right hands across, you know what I mean? And I thought she won round two. Excuse me, let me turn that volume down. I don't want no copyright strike. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but then the fight started getting a little sloppy, There was a whole lot of clinching. The girls were throwing each other on the ground. I mean, both of them tackled each other at some point in time during the fight. But after after 6 rounds, I had it 4-2 Savannah Marshall. I thought Savannah Marshall throughout the first half of the fight was throwing the jab and also landing in close range. She wasn't just fighting on the outside, pumping the jab and throwing straight shots, even when they were exchanging. And you would think that would be a spot where Franchon Dezurn Cruz would have fight opportunities to stack up some points, throwing hooks, you know what I mean? Savannah Marshall at times did win those exchanges, toe-to-toe exchanges. Wasn't toe-to-toe like toe-to-toe standing in front of each other, but they were like basically in front of each other, right? But throwing wild hooks and on the inside, you know what I mean? And before you know it, they're going to get to clinching anyways. But Franchon Dezurn Cruz came on strong in the second half of the fight. I thought she was getting on the inside, landing some nice right hands, throwing some nice straight shots to the body, which in the rounds that she lost, I thought she abandoned the body work and the jab. And I thought that was her problem tonight. She didn't do too much setting up with the jab. Now I know Savannah is a taller fighter, but she did was finding Franchon was finding success with the jab in the earlier rounds. You know what I mean? And then you get on the inside, then you get to work. You know what I'm saying? But in the there was some rounds in the second half, the rounds I think round nine. The zone was getting pieced up. Although I had her winning the rounds, but she was getting pieced up by some like three punch combinations. And I think Franchon has the faster hand speed, but combination wise, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. It's a little sloppy. Savannah's is more of a 1-2 puncher, one at a time. But there was times when she was catching Franchon Dezurn Cruz with three punch combinations. You know what I mean? Uppercuts, punch variation. That's what she had. Franchon Dezurn Cruz did not. There was times she abandoned the jab. There's times she abandoned the body work. You know what I mean? And she was walking into punches. You know what I'm saying? I had her winning the last 2 rounds. And I had this fight a close fight. I had this fight 6 rounds to 4 in favor of Savannah Marshall. I thought Savannah Marshall, just landed the more cleaner shots. It was a sloppy fight when it got on the inside. But when they both gave themselves space to find their range and land some clean punches, it was okay. But, the clinching, there was a whole lot of clinching. And Savannah Marshall, that crouching down and fighting to your opponent's height, it's cool when you're fighting against opponents that you probably could beat, but you can't do that against people like Clarissa Shields. And this just clearly shows Clarissa Shields is head and shoulders above everybody in the women's boxing game, because she has beat both of these women, even whomever won this fight, even if they Was if the next big fight was Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields has beat both of them. You know what I mean? But maybe I might could see 5-5. But I gave Savannah Marshall at least what was it, rounds after it was 4-2 after six. I gave her rounds 7 and 8. 9 and 10 I had it for Dezurn Cruz, you know what I mean? But overall, it was a good fight for women's boxing, you know what I mean? Super middleweight, all undisputed titles on the line. I have no idea, but probably I do. I mean, maybe a boxer and Sky Sports do. Not maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. That Franchon Dezurn Cruz got her biggest payday of her career tonight, fighting Savannah Marshall. Now she had to come to the United Kingdom with all her straps. That's pretty risky. That is very risky. That's why I can't even blame man like Jamal Charlo, even though that fight's not gonna happen anytime soon. We'll talk about that another day. But we talking about somebody with undisputed titles. You should come to my backyard. But I don't know who Franchon Dezurn Cruz uh I don't know who her promoter is, but I do know Savannah Marshall is a big name in the United Kingdom, and she is signed to Ben Shalom's boxer outfit over there in the United Kingdom. Just like Clarissa Shields, she had to come out there to fight Savannah Marshall. You know what I mean? That's where the fattest payday she was gonna get. She had to go over there, but she had to risk all her titles. And remember, guys, this fight was scored by the judges. The official judges had this fight a majority decision. One judge had it a draw, 95-95. I mean, I can't remember. The other judges had it 192-97. I think the other one even a little closer than that. But that's the risk that happens. You know what I mean? When you're going overseas with all your straps, a close fight, they're gonna give the benefit of the doubt more than likely to the hometown hero, and Savannah Marshall got it, and she wanted fan square my card. This ain't no hometown decision. You know what I mean? But just to show you how close the fight was, the Zone Cruz ain't have no chance leaving up out of England with all them straps. Unless she won this a very, very wide decision. She probably would be lucky to get a draw, but at least she would leave with her straps. You know what I mean? So Dezurn Cruz, her run is over as of right now. I'm sure she could get back in contention. The women boxing pool is not that big, so there's gonna be fights. You never know. Just like Savannah Marshall, she lost her last fight. Her next fight was tonight, a world title shot. You know what I mean? Maybe Dezurn Cruz, possibly, maybe. Who knows? She might get a title shot in her next opportunity. Who knows? But B Marsh Boxer, let me know how you guys saw this fight. I was very highly anticipating this fight, looking forward to it. I'm not gonna say disappointed as far as the action. Um, just a little sloppy, all that clinching and all that. The Zone Cruz looks like she's the stronger fighter, and at times was not so much winning exchanges on the inside, but the clinch game. But Savannah held her own too. She was clinching hard body too. You could see the kind of strength she was putting in, grimacing with her face. She holding on strong. But yo, B Marsh Boxing, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know how you guys saw this fight. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm gone. One.